You ready? Come on. What's good, YouTube? I know it's been a little while since I've uploaded. I have to re-upload this one because I ran into some privacy concerns, and I wanted to readjust the frame of the video a little bit to talk more about dating. I know a lot of guys like more of the vlog style videos, so I'm gonna try to keep as much scenery in these settings as I can, so you guys at least have something to look at. I do want to get some things out the way. First of all, thanks for all the support. We're at almost 2K subs, and it's been almost 2 months now. So that support is crazy. You guys are amazing, and I'm just gonna keep making videos the best I can. Now, you guys do need to get some perspective here. So I do travel a lot, and I work at the same time most of the time while I'm traveling. I'm a cloud engineer currently, so I have remote flexibility, so that's how I'm able to travel so much. And by no means am I a 2-week bozo, as some old heads like to throw around, but I travel quite a bit. Sometimes it's intertwined with my work, so I've stayed in the Philippines maybe 5 or 6 times now just within this year, and I've been to Thailand twice. And Thailand, we'll get more into that, but that's just some reference for you guys. So without further ado, no more rambling, let's get into the topics and the subject. I will separate by settings and topics, so if you're looking more for footage, then that's also in the timestamps below. So something we have to talk about for sure is kind of the stereotypes, or I guess the culture surrounded around your skin color in different Asian countries. And I already know there's gonna be some guys that are gonna be like, what, there's no skin color thing here? That's not true, guys. That's just, and hopefully everyone's mature enough to not have to debate this, because it's something that's culturally embedded in most of Asian countries. And it's not a bad thing, it is what it is. It's a cultural thing, right? And what I mean is that whiteness is associated with beauty when it comes to Asia. It's associated with beauty, probably power, and it's other status symbols that maybe I don't quite understand, but that for sure is a thing in Asian countries. And a great example of this is like Philippines, Japan, Korea, Thailand for sure. Most convenience stores sell a plethora of whitening products. I mean, just any type of whitening product you can think of. And not even just like the convenience stores, beauty supply stores, and most just stores that are relative and nearby. They sell tons of whitening products because that is a desired trait in these Asian countries. And that's not me coming from a bitter place. It's just like it is what it is. You know, it's something to understand and know, especially if you're a black man out there dating and you see like a 5'4" guy with like a 9 out of 10 that just curved you, right? With like a girl that just curved you, and you're like, there's no shot homeboy is more X, Y, and Z than me. It may not be that. It may just be, you know, her choosing something that she was taught growing up, and that's like a thing. Like they're taught growing up, like this white color is a status of beauty, it's a status of power, etc. That's just kind of how it is in a lot of these Asian countries. Not saying that's all, but that is quite a few, you know. And you can look up the stats too. Whitening products makes up it's like a multi-billion-dollar industry in a lot of these Asian countries, parts of Africa too, strangely enough. But That's just the thing. And so for reference, I made this fun chart so you guys can see the hierarchy here I'm talking about. If you're a white guy, you pretty much have it in easy mode in most of these Asian countries dating wise. Most of the POCs in the middle here, and no matter what way you slice it, is still better than dating in America and most of Western countries. And at the bottom, I don't want to say because I don't want to get cooked, but if you've been to Asia, I mean, like if you've been to the Philippines or Thailand, you probably already know what that bottom one is, and yeah, maybe you can share with the rest of the people in the comments. So unfortunately, when it comes to dating apps, I don't have much to show you guys this time around. Last time I came to Thailand, it was great. I mean, dating apps worked about as well in the Philippines for me specifically, but I don't have much data this time around just because I met some girls prior to coming to Thailand that I spent most of my time with. So sorry about that, I dropped the ball there, but next time I'll make sure to collect that data at least. But I do have some advice for you guys when it comes to your profiles on Tinder while traveling in other countries. Put in your profile what your background is if you're, and I'm saying that because depending on where you are or depending on how you look, like I guess I can be considered kind of racially ambiguous from what I've been told. Some people said I look like I could be Filipino, which I mean that's pretty cool as a compliment. And then some people confuse me for being Indian or Arab, which is pretty crazy. But it's good to just put in your profile what you are, so that way you aren't confused for X, Y, and Z. And I only say that because of the stereotypes and the association they have with certain ethnicities is pretty strong, and it can keep you from getting matches and or even just talking to certain women out in public if they think you're X, Y, and Z. So just put that in your profile, what you are. Alright, really quick, next topic is gonna be the bar girl scenes and the girls at the bars. Now listen guys. I'm gonna try to make this as clear and concise as possible. There's no love to be found in these bars. I mean, zero love, not a iota inkling whatsoever. You have a better chance of finding love from a bar girl in the Philippines, or quite literally take the globe, spin it around, and throw a dart at that globe. Wherever it lands, you probably have a better chance of finding love there than in Thailand from the bar girls. Now, not to say they're not cool, right? They're still very cool, they're very sweet, but it's all about money, especially on Bangla Road, those kind of like high traffic, high tourist areas. Yeah, there's no shot. Just go to the Philippines, man. If it's that hard for you to talk to women, and like bar girls is like your only kind of resort or resource, yeah, there's no love to be found. And I'm saying this from a place of like, please don't waste your time, energy, effort, money, etc. Because those are all just recipes for disaster, especially when it's like there's a transaction involved or the beginning of a relationship, you know. Now, if you're just looking to have fun or whatever, by all means, carry on. But if you're looking for anything more serious, this area for sure is not where you want to look. Here's an example of how ruthless the mama sans and how ladies can be in lady bars in Thailand.
That was good. Maybe later. You're not gonna guilt me to buy a drink, Mom. I'm sorry about that. You're not gonna guilt me. Maybe later. I know. Salary?
We only get drink when customer buy this collection.
I got you. Maybe later. I don't like feeling guilty to buying a drink. I was gonna buy her one anyways, but you're messing it up now. I might not get her one at all.
But you not drink alcohol.
Huh?
But you not drink alcohol.
Oh no, I'm drinking, but I like to sip.
Yeah, that's hard to even watch, man. It's like lady bars can be fun, but like places like that just make you want to not even step out to those kind of environments, which is pretty disheartening. And maybe it's just that bar, maybe, but for the most part, I've noticed a trend in lady bars, especially in Thailand, with similar cultures, kind of or similar patterns where they're just kind of like hounding you, right? So that's something to remember. Hey, so if you've made it this far in the video, any support is greatly appreciated, whether that's just a like, a comment. If I've earned your subscription, that's fantastic. Or if you're just commenting to tell me my hair looks stupid, that's also fine too. So either way, I'm super grateful to. So I think ultimately, I think I've like concluded, and maybe this is a bit premature. Maybe I didn't spend enough time in different parts of Thailand, but at least in Patong specifically and Phuket, I don't think dating is as favorable as in other parts of Asia for maybe me specifically as a Black American, only because it seems like the modern bug is pretty prevalent in this part of Thailand. And I say that because the few girls that I did go on dates with that I mentioned previously, they had some very interesting, I guess, standards and things that they were enforcing pretty early on into our ventures. Alright guys, so story time. This leads back into the modern bug, right? So this girl that I was talking to, and we had been dating for maybe about 2 or so weeks. Like, we were seeing each other pretty regularly every other day. You know, she would spend the night and we would spend a lot of time together. And now we are both dating to potentially find something serious. That is both of our ultimate goals here. But she had a standard that she didn't want to compromise on, in the sense that she's like, I like to go clubbing, I like to go out with my friends. And even if I start dating someone, I'm not going to stop doing that. I'm like, okay. I mean, that's not ideal, you know, that automatically that's not ideal for me for sure. But it didn't ultimately disqualify her from anything. I'm like, okay, well, that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. But here is where issues arose with that. So she would work till like 2 a.m., maybe sometimes later than that. And one time she had got off work at 2, and she was like, I was like, hey, you coming over? What are you about to do after you get off work? And she was like, no, I'm going to go to the club with my friend. I was like, huh? It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning. You're going to the club at 3 a.m.? She's like, yeah, I promised my friend I'd go hang out with her. I was like, at 3 a.m.? The club's about to close in like an hour. Like, what are you doing at the club at 3 a.m.? Now, guys, this is another thing when I mentioned about the modern bug there. A lot of the girls in the clubs are working girls, which is why I didn't really cover much about cold approach, because that's where I did most of my cold approaching in the Philippines too, and in malls and so forth. But the problem with that is, like, what am I to assume, right? If, say, you're a girl you're talking to says like, hey, yeah, I'm trying to find something serious, but I'm also going to the club at 3 a.m. where there's also a lot of working girls, but I'm not working. No, I'm just going there to relax and chill. What? Guys, am I tripping? Well, tell me, what would you think in that scenario, in that situation? Like, let me know if I'm tripping, please. You guys always keep me honest. Keep me honest. What is you guys' first knee-jerk reaction when a girl tells you she's going to the club to relax at 3 in the morning, when the culture is that most of the girls in those clubs are working girls? What would you think? I mean, I asked the question, and of course I got, some backlash. She was very upset. She's like, not every Thai girl that goes into the club is working. That's so messed up for you to generalize. I'm like, I'm not generalizing. I think that's a pretty solid question, So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Am I tripping? Was that messed up? I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm tripping, but this kind of turned me off to most of the dating in this part of Thailand, anyways. And maybe I need to venture other places. Like I said, I'm okay with admitting faults or if I'm in the wrong here, but it does not seem like there's much love to be found in Phuket. I mean, if you're asking for my honest opinion, I just broke up with my ex of 6 years and I need to enjoy myself land. Exclusively fun zone only, nothing else. Now, I would love to hear about success stories about people who found love in Phuket, maybe the Patong beach area. And if there are those people, I would love to hear your story or how that happened. And I applaud you for weathering the storm of this place. Like, I'd love to keep it real with you guys. Like, a lot of the girls that live in this Patong beach area and like work here are depressed. I mean, like, chronically depressed. And I say that from a perspective of I met a lot of them and I may have added them on my social media, and I'll get an insight on like how they're feeling from like their stories they post, or like maybe like the little notes that you can write on Instagram now, like the little short stories. And most of the time it's to the same tune. Like, it's like very despairish, very like sad, drawn out, no other options kind of thing. So I mean, it is what it is. Like, I can appreciate, like, the hustle and doing what you got to do, but that's something to understand too. Like, this setting probably isn't the best for flourishing love and finding something special. The setting itself. So with that being said, maybe it is just the Patong Beach area, similar to like LA or something, or like City of Angels, quote unquote. But anyways, I've rambled on long enough, guys. If you made it this far in the video, you're a beast. I appreciate you for watching me and my videos and watching me ramble. Like and sub if you want. If not, then I'll see you on the next one, and I appreciate you just sticking around. Thanks, guys.